time to call or email Danny Bonaduce, Life Coach. You can email me right now at 1-800-252-1025. Or as I said, you can email me at lifecoach@KZOK.com. Life Coach brought to you by Goldberg Jones Divorce for Men. Call 1-800-DIVORCE. I believe Sarah will be kicking us off with an email this morning.
That's right. You can call. Remember, you can be anonymous if you'd like to. 800-252-1025. You can email lifecoach@KZOK.com. Kathy in Bremerton sent an email.
All right, Kathy in Bremerton.
My mother-in-law is due to spend a weekend at our house. Despite the fact that I think our house is very tidy, she constantly walks around poo-pooing our cleanliness and tidying up to the point where I can't find anything, especially in the kitchen. And her house is far from sterile. How do I make this stop without resorting to laboratory levels of cleanliness?
You don't. This is your house, man. This is. I can't imagine that we all haven't seen this on a sitcom where the mother-in-law comes over and does your house differently. I would not. The first thing I would say, and I'm going to get into the complete answer, and don't worry about that I'm just going to side with anybody, but the first thing I'm going to say is, suck it up. How often is this happening? And I'm listening to the email and I'm thinking, let it go. She's going to be gone. This is somebody's mom. She's a pain in the ass. It's her job. It's when people call me up, and I want them to call me up because I want to be the guy to tell them my teenager is being a huge butt face. Really? It's their job. They're a teenager. Your mother-in-law causes you grief. I get it. But then you said she puts away stuff till you don't know where it is. That's, you know what, she's not doing her nature anymore. She's doing this. This is an intentional thing that she's doing. So I'm going to still stick with my opening salvo is suck it up. She'll be gone. How many times? Does she even come once a year? Is it once every 3 years? My mother-in-law, she doesn't bother me. I like my mother-in-law, this one. I like my current mother-in-law. But if she was doing something I didn't like, I would try. I'd like to heed my own advice on this one. I would suck up. And by the way, my mother-in-law does. She's overly sensitive. And I change things about my behavior because she's there. And it's the least I can do. It's once a year, tops. So I'm going to say that. Suck it up. Take it. Don't make too many waves. She'll come and she'll go. And by the way, I don't know what your mother-in-law is hiding, so you don't know where stuff is. And by the way, you can ask her where it is. Say, hey, man, did you see my chafing dish? And I'm going to say to yourself, hey, a chafing dish, if I know what it is kind of a big thing. She's doing this to taunt you. Maybe some of this is intentional, but it's 72 hours out of your life. Let her have her way, because it's a power thing. Just shut her down by not caring. And that's my real sound advice. It's hard not to say kick her in the head. It's your house. But suck it up. Get her out of your living room. Thank you very much for the email, by the way. I appreciate it.
Kicking her in the head is probably not going to do it.
Yeah, no, it won't help. It's occurred to me a couple of ways.
Any kind of question you have, Danny Bonaduce can help you. If you're having problems in your relationships, at work, with dependency, your children, Danny can help you get through it. 800-252-1025.
My last parents-in-law, oh man, did they hate me. I was all drunk one time and they told me I had to come to church, and I'm drunk out of my mind screaming, I'm the devil, and running around in my underwear. It was huge.
I think I missed that episode.
That was crazy, man.
Gertrude in Issaquah sent an email.
Gertrude!
I want to say thank you. Danny, you have helped me get sober. I've been listening to your show for years now, and you have encouraged me to seek help for my drinking. I have been sober now 73 days. You are an inspiration.
Oh, God. Who's this?
Gertrude.
Gertrude, God bless you, man. Because I'd say, if you can drink, drink. My wife drinks. She can. That's no problem. Everybody, I think, on the show here drinks, but they don't take their pants off and scream that they're Satan. You and I do that, or whatever. No, whatever it is that you're doing, what is your pants off and running around screaming that you're the devil, whatever it is that you had to quit drinking, you did it. And I appreciate and I applaud you. And it comes and goes. Like, I know some people that say, honestly, the people, they sponsor on the show, they help get you sober.
Shig Shadle?
Shig Shadle. I was in a meeting with those guys, and they were like, people that went there and graduated their class with so they don't even think about it. I'd cut off an arm to not think about booze. It's a tough road to hoe, but we made our own beds, and now we have to lie in them, and 73 days is awesome, and congratulations.
If you've got any kind of question at all, you can call the Life Coach now at 800-252-1025. Remember, change your name if you would like to. It happens all the time. I encounter people who want your help,
right? And
they're scared because they don't want anyone to recognize them. Talk like Danny. Hi, I have a problem.
What do you want, a cookie? Hey, lady. Sorry.
Any kind of problem, Danny will help you, though. Just make that call. We'll put you on now with Jason in Issaquah.
Hey, Jason, how are you, man?
Yeah, I'm pretty good. Just in, I've had a lick developed from anxiety issues
Right.
since I was about 8 years old. And I was just trying to see, the people I work with make fun of me pretty much on a daily basis.
Right. So what's your question?
So, yes, I just wanted to see if there's any other ways to deal with
Yeah,
bullying.
there's a ton of ways. You're going to love this. I'm not going to cure your lisp for you right here or anything, but this is something you haven't thought of, and it's showing great that it's making great headway into this. You're going to love this. You ever heard of Botox?
What was that?
You ever heard of Botox?
Botox?
Botox, Botox.
No, I can't.
All right, it's the stuff that ladies are using, some men too, but they shoot it into their heads to paralyze the muscles that make them wrinkles. Now, if you'll go check this out, the number one thing they're saying for lisps right now is Botox. Now, you have to be a qualified doctor. It's not like, hey, let's jab this stuff under the tongue and it will work. But that's the thing everybody's saying right now. Botox, by the way, curing like 57 different things right now. It's for sweat. People are doing it. You get shots in your armpits. There's like 5 or 6 great things that this stuff is doing. When I just used to make fun of my ex-wife for getting in her forehead because it costs $600 and it hurts. But right now they're saying that for lisp and speech impediments of all kinds, that Botox is the way to go. The other thing is I would say some things like Xanax and things like that, and speech therapy, because I know a million kids as they're growing up, they either lisp, they can't say their R's, whatever, and people grow right out of it. A lot of those, us, and that would be you, Jason, that don't grow out of it. A little speech therapy wouldn't hurt. But I would talk to a medical doctor and see if he has an expert. But if he's not, if he knows about the Botox thing and other things, and he probably does, and I'm going to highly recommend that you talk to your doctor about Botox injections. Thanks, Jason. I appreciate it. Hang in, man.
Still time to call the Life Coach at 800-252-1025, and you can always email him at lifecoach@kzok.com. Amanda in Woodinville writes, my boyfriend smokes a lot of weed. He's a wake and baker. He smokes before work, after work, and throughout the weekend. This didn't used to bother me, but now it does. I think as we get older...
That's what I was going to say. You know why it bothers you now? You're growing up.
I think as we get older, we should become more responsible. When I bring it up, he said weed isn't as bad for you as alcohol or caffeine, and I usually then just let it drop. He admits he hates his job, and I think his constant inebriation indicates he's depressed. He denies this. Should I learn to live with this, or can I make him stop or at least cut back?
No, don't live with it. It's a bigger thing than you're thinking, because he's right. I think it's better for you than alcohol. By far, I think it's way better for you than alcohol. But you're not drinking first thing in the morning. You don't have a bong or a cocktail glass next to your bed. You said it, he's a wake and baker. This is a disaster who doesn't love his job. And if people are out there, because I think marijuana is the lesser of two evils when it comes up against almost everything. Have at it. And I don't even mind the wake and baker on Saturdays. If that's what you want to do, and your wife or husband, doesn't matter. But you look at, you hate your job, and that's why you're depressed. So here's what we got. We got a guy that does bong loads in the morning. He doesn't like his job. By the way, I don't think she added this in, but he stinks to high heaven, and so does his house. I would think you're going to be looking at, and I don't mean to be completely overly judgmental, but I don't love his future for having a great job and being an executive and marrying you and bringing you, sharing the responsibility of kids. I'm going to talk to him about, first thing and first. No pot in the house. It stinks. You have a right. You live there too. Having said that, the wake and baker's got to get up, get out of bed, get dressed to go in the bag. You're motivating him. And then, I'm not the do-all answer for a lot of things. Once you've got him up and on his feet, you weed this out a little more. But the main thing is to stay, because I don't think he's going to commit a crime. I don't think anything. I think he's going to lose his job, and I think you're going to break up with him. And if you want to put that away, if you want to say, hey, I don't want to break up, they do this, start with no pot in the house. It stinks. Not in the bathroom, not in the closet, nowhere. If you want to go out on the back patio, that's fine. And I think from there, he's going to start getting up and getting ready and doing his daily job. But I don't love a guy smoking pot in the house during the morning time. This guy's trouble. So get him up and get him outside and see if you can motivate him after that. Good luck on that one. Because everybody thinks it's so okay, you don't do anything about it. I don't think it's that okay. I think pot's okay. I don't think first thing in the morning while you hate your job and you're depressed, you sound like you're a minute and a half away from being Spicoli. Somebody's got to do something about that.
800-252-1025. Remember to dial that number if you've got a problem, because Danny Bonaduce can help you.
I can.
Michael in Arlington has asked for your help. He says, how do you feel about the powers of positive thinking? I believe that what is going to happen is going to happen regardless of whether you're an optimist or a pessimist. My wife is a strong advocate of positive thinking. She thinks with a good attitude, good things will happen. This is more of a philosophical debate. We are considering how to apply our different ways of thinking when raising our kids. What do you think about the powers of positive thinking?
Oh, man, I think you guys are making so much trouble for yourself that you don't need. When you have this kid, and maybe your kid's going to answer the question, you know what kids do? They poop and they cry, and there's very little that can be done about that. And if you go, hey, I'm going to be a positive thinker that this kid's going to stop pooping and crying, you're wrong. As a matter of fact, you're a terrible person to think your kid's going to stop pooping and crying. That's what they do. And I don't know what your idea was, the positive thinking versus what you think. Here's the thing. When it comes to kids, all rules are off, man. They're and I don't want to say this in a negative way. I have two of them, and they're awesome. They're great. But anything you think you know before you have a kid is out the window, man. There's a kid. It's in your living room. It's completely and totally helpless. You got to put clothes on it. You got to wash it. You got to feed it. It's the thing. So think all day what you want to think. And by the way, I'm a fan of positive thinking. What is it called? There's a thing. It was a movement for a while that you set a goal, you see it. And, you walk through the door of your new house and it's the right color. You envision it or something. There's a thing, a movement not too long ago where people were all doing that and envisioning what they wanted. And studies showed that it worked. That if you could envision that new job and envision that new office, oftentimes you would get it. So I'm a big fan of positive thinking. But as for the kids, just have an open mind. Don't have too much of a plan right now. Keep it safe and love it. That's all you have to do right now. And everything you thought about, it's going to kind of go out the window. And I think you two are going to be great parents.
Leslie in Everett, you're on with Danny Bonaduce, life coach.
Hey, Leslie.
Good morning.
What's up?
So I just moved from a far state, and I moved up here with my boyfriend, and we're just having issue after issue. But the biggest thing is that basically he doesn't want to have sex with me. So I'm wondering, what does that mean, or what should I do?
Well, I would be concerned. Is he a young guy? How old is he?
He's around 30.
John, yeah, I would be concerned with that if I were you. Does he want to have sex with anybody besides you?
No, it's not that I know of. It's just he doesn't want to have sex. He's just kind of on autopilot. I'll try to, get it going, and he'll just be like, no, and then just walk away.
Is he a member of a gym, or does he work out?
No.
Because here's what happens, and it's a thing with guys that, if you don't have a lot of interest in sex and you stop working out, it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. You start getting fatter, and you don't really care because you don't need to appeal to the opposite sex anymore. I will tell you that I truly believe that not wanting to have sex with you is a bigger deal than either you're letting on or that you're young. How old are you, if you don't mind my asking?
I'm 27.
Yeah, no, if somebody, and I'm not making fun, this is exactly what I'm saying. If somebody's not having sex with you, somebody else is going to be having sex with you. Your marriage or your relationship is kind of doomed. This is very specific, because I've recommended them a lot lately, but it's not like we fight, we do this. It's a guy doesn't want to have sex with. I think it's libido, and I think you're in Everett. Don't they have an office in Everett? The Innovative Men. Don't they have an office? There's a place I'm going to highly recommend. Go to the internet and see if it's right for you. Called Innovative Men's Health and Innovative Health Men's.
InnovativeMen.com.
InnovativeMen.com. Thank you very much, Sarah. And that's what they do, because there's nothing wrong with your husband. There's nothing wrong with your relationship. It's a bunch of hormones that go crazy with guys. I don't mean to be rude or graphic or anything, but guys to have sex have to do a whole thing. You just can't say, yeah, I'll have sex with you, sweetheart, no problem. Then you have some. A guy's got to defy gravity, man. And some guys, there's issues happening in their life. And if it's just this, it's a testosterone level thing. That's what I think it is, but I'm not a doctor. And by the way, this Innovative Men thing that I'm recommending you, it'll raise his libido and help him burn fat. I go there. I'm a customer. I'm a big fan of all this. So that's the thing. Go to it. Write it down if that's what you need to. InnovativeMen.com, and see if you're not having all sorts of crazy monkey sex in 3 weeks. Hey, thank you very much. I appreciate it, Leslie, and everybody else who called or was online. That is all the time we have for Danny Bonaduce, Life Coach, which, by the way, brought to you by Goldberg Jones Divorcement. Call 1-800-DIVORCE.